but a lot of games have gone final. Here is what we have so far. The game you just heard on 92.5 FM, Bishop Kenny goes to 3-0 on the year, a 25-13 victory over Toccoa Creek. University Christian earlier today up in the state of Georgia. They remain undefeated, 33-0 over Charlton County. Congratulations to Mandarin head coach Toby Bullock and the Mustangs, a 28-6 winner tonight over Riverside. How about the Rains Vikings? Head coach Donovan Maslin and Rains, 14-8 over Sandalwood. And Gibby, maybe the game of the night in overtime at the beach. The Jackson Tigers, with the mojo of Hackers High School Football Tour behind them, they go into Fletcher and leave with a 13-10 win in overtime. As I welcome in Andrew Gibson, a lot of really interesting games tonight, Gibby, all over Northeast Florida.
Yeah, good stuff. I think I go back to Bishop Kenny with what they were able to do tonight. Again, Bishop Kenny came into tonight 2-0, as did Toccoa Creek. They were 2-0. They were at home tonight in a game that happened on our air, 92.5 FM. Bishop Kenny comes away with a victory. Bishop Kenny's now 3-0. They started 4-0 last year. They didn't lose a football game until the 1st of October. So Bishop Kenny off to another good start. The last time Bishop Kenny, before last year, started 3-0, you have to go back to 2017 when they started 6-0 to start the season.
Other finals tonight, Trinity Christian, a 40-6 winner over North Florida Educational, and Oakleaf, 35-14 over Hollis Christian. Bartram Trail goes down to Daytona the second week in a row and comes back with a win. Darrell Sutherland and Bartram, 17-3 over Daytona Beach Mainland. The Bradford Tornadoes, a 21-0 winner tonight over Middleburg. Baldwin, 28-0 winners tonight in their matchup against Fernandina Beach. There are games that are still ongoing. We will bring you those scores as we get them. We do have one final that has just come in. Providence, an 18-14 winner tonight over the Wolfson Wolfpack. But as we always do, under the Friday Night Lights, we talk to Victoria's head coaches. This man won a game yesterday up in the state of Georgia. His name is Sean McIntyre of Creekside. Now 3-0 on the year, a hard-fought 21-20 victory one night ago. And Coach McIntyre joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, Hacker. Appreciate you, man. Congrats to Coach Krause and Bishop Kenny and Coach Sutherland and Bartram and those guys that won tonight. Congrats to all of them for sure as well.
You know, you brought back some big bragging rights, this Florida-Georgia battle that's going on, televised on Channel 4. I know you had some weather that you had to deal with last night. Your game ended very late. You play a good Glen Academy team. You come back in the fourth quarter to win the game to go to 3-0, Coach. You must be very, very pleased.
Yeah, I don't think I would describe that as some weather. It was a lot of weather. We got delayed about an hour and a half, didn't kick off till after 9. And then literally as I was finishing my pregame speech to the kids, we were breaking it out, and one of my assistants walked in and said, "We're under a lightning delay." And then as we went back out after about at 9:05, we got cleared to be on the field. And then we warmed up, and it was beautiful. I was like, all right, here we go, and it's going to be nice. And then literally we went to a TV timeout before the game began, and during the TV timeout, it started to pour rain, and it did not stop the entire game. I've never had a game where it rained like that the entire time, and just proud of our kids. It was a very adverse situation for our kids to really respond. They got in a heavy set, and we they broke one long run. We turned the ball over one time deep in our own territory that led to a score, and just put our kids in a kind of an adverse situation with their back against the wall. And our kids never batted an eye. I'm very proud of the grit they showed last night for sure.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Nicky Williams, what a performance, 3 touchdowns. Tell us about the game for him.
Yeah, I mean, it was pouring wet. We were trying to get a new ball in every single play, and just proud of how our kids dealt with that. And we turned the ball over once on offense. Could not throw it. We tried to throw it a couple times. It went through our quarterback's hands, through our receiver's hands. We only had 8 yards passing last night, which is not what we anticipated going into yesterday's game. But Nicky ran it. I think he was over 250 last night. He had over 25 carries and just did a tremendous job running behind his pads, setting up blocks. Our offensive line, they were very big up front, and our offensive line did a really good job of getting in position and then finishing blocks and just finishing the game. And really proud of how we were able to run the ball in the second half. To start the second half, we had like 3 or 4 first downs, and we were moving the ball nicely. And then, like, literally our quarterback just dropped the snap. It just fell through his hands, and Nicky was coming to take the handoff, and he kicked it right to one of their linebackers. So we turned it over right there. We were able to get off the field on defense, and then we went down and scored. And then we got a turnover on defense and scored again, and that was really the momentum change that we needed. And our kids got a lot of life in them and just kind of finished the game out. It was awesome to watch.
Final moments here with Sean McIntyre of Creekside. They were winners one night ago against Glen Academy. All right, Coach, we've talked about this district for a while now. You've had an extra day of rest. I'm sure you guys are already looking ahead to Buchholz. And look, the 3 games you have played, you win a blowout over Vieira, a convincing game over Nice, a nail-biter over Glen Academy. You're undefeated. I imagine you got to be as happy as you could be 3 games in. And we know what the past has been for you guys against Buchholz, but you can always have an opportunity to right some wrongs, and you guys get that opportunity in a district contest next week.
No doubt, Coach Whittemore does a tremendous job with the Gainesville Buchholz Bobcats. They are a well-run program. Their kids play really, really hard. They're really disciplined. They're really physical. They're really talented. They've kind of become the it school in Alachua County. They had a kid transfer in there this year who has an Alabama offer, and then they have multiple UF commits on their team, and then they do it the right way too. Coach Whittemore does a great job. People want to be a part of his program, and that's taking place over there. And so we're going to go out and let it rip. I guarantee you this: the kids of Creekside will be turned up at 100 Knights Lane next Friday night, and we're going to put our uniforms on, and we're going to go give it all we got.
Well, a comeback victory last night over Glen Academy in Brunswick. Sean McIntyre of Creekside. Coach, congratulations on a fantastic start. We hope we're talking to you next Friday night.
Yes, sir, Hacker. I appreciate you guys. Looking forward to getting started in district play and see where everything lands out.
Thanks, Coach. And we talk about that district, Gibby. Creekside, Bartram, Buchholz, Oakleaf, Fleming Island. Again, I don't know if you go into north central Florida, maybe even as far south as Orlando, as far over as Tallahassee, if you will find a tougher district than that one in our area.
It's the SEC West.
It's a lot of good teams.
We had Coach Damian Springs on the pregame show, and I know you talked to him as well this week. He said, we call it the gauntlet. I mean, it really is the gauntlet. They throw it down when they get district play started, and, you know, Creekside's undefeated, Fleming's undefeated, Buchholz is undefeated, Oakleaf's 1-1, Bartram's undefeated. They just won again tonight. So, yeah, I mean, it's the best district by far in the area.
David Penland, University Christian, 60 seconds away. Let's get some scores out there to you. Mandarin, 28-6 over Riverside tonight. Rains, a 14-8 winner over Sandalwood. The Jackson Tigers in overtime over Fletcher, 13-10. Congratulations to Baldwin, 28-0 over Fernandina Beach. Bartram Trail, a winner. Gibby, as you said, 17-13 over Daytona Mainland. Oakleaf, 35-14 over Hollis Christian. Trinity, 40-6 over North Florida Educational. And Yulee, 35-0 over the Zarapath Eagles. David Penland, University Christian, they went to the state of Georgia earlier today. They come back with a victory, a shutout victory for UC. Coach Penland joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coach, we talked about this battle last week going into the state of Georgia, bragging rights on the line. And, man, you guys performed very, very well in, what, a 33-0 victory, right?
Yeah, it was, well, first off, I wasn't there. My little man, we had to bring him to the hospital with some breathing issues. So I had to send him on without me. But I watched it from my computer. So they did a good job, though, from what I watched.
We trust everything is okay or as good as can be right now?
Yeah, it's all. It's just kind of got a viral infection and just kind of just watching right now. So that's what we've been doing with last couple of days. So I got some great assistant coaches, and they, the players are awesome, and they did a good job today. It was a little weird watching it from a computer, but I was texting them, the coaches during the game, and none of them were answering me. I was getting a little fired up.
Yeah, like as a head coach, I mean, you rely on your staff so much. I know you got a great staff over there at University Christian, but when you can't be with them for whatever reason, like you were today, certainly family takes precedence. How does that work? Do you communicate right before the game? Do you talk to them at halftime? What was kind of the game plan for you guys?
I just let them do their thing. I have full trust in them, and that's why I have them on my staff. There's a lot of experience there, I wouldn't be where I am without my assistants over the years. And so when something comes up like this, I have full trust in them, and I just let them do their thing. I talked to them at halftime, and they were more talking about how wet it was. I can't believe you missed it because they were drenched the whole game. But no, they do a great job getting the team ready, and I missed a couple practices this week and last week because we had the baby. So I've kind of been in and out. This came up. Just have full trust in my coaches and the players.
Coach, congratulations for your football team on the win tonight. I want to ask you about a couple of guys on your team. Tell me about Oral Gray and Deserio Riles.
Yeah, Orel does a really, he's just such a good running back and runs hard, and he makes some moves and you just kind of go back and rewatch the film and man, how'd he do that? And he's just a hard runner. He'll make something out of nothing, and he protects the ball and does a good job. Deserio, we've kind of moved him around a lot, and he's a presence on defense. They have to double team him, and that frees up other guys. If they don't double team him, he's getting in the backfield. So he's done a great job this year, and move him around on offense a little bit, and just as early in the year, we try to play as many players as we can and get some depth and some other guys some reps. And so Deserio's done a good job of taking that role on. He's quarterback for 3 years, and his recruiting kind of picked up on the defensive side of the ball. So we felt like we needed to help him get some more film. And he's 6'3", 230 pounds with a 6'6" wingspan. So he's a presence when he's out on the field.
David Penland of University Christian, they are winners this afternoon. They are now 3-0 on the year. Coach, congratulations to you, your staff, obviously, and we'll be thinking about you, man. Best of luck going into next week, and we hope you're back on the sidelines.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
David Penland of University Christian. Tough situation there, but it sounds like everything is going to be okay on the home front. And when you have a great staff, it puts your mind at ease when you're a head coach that you can just relinquish the reins when need be, and your staff can guide them to a 33-0 victory. Yeah,
it speaks to a great staff, and again, we hope all is well for David Penland and his family. Something I didn't realize about that Charlton County University Christian rivalry, this goes back a long time, and the last time those two schools met, I read this today, 1993 was the last time they played. Charlton County won 28-0, and tonight UC gets it done in shutout fashion. A couple of more finals rolling in. Fort White 28-0 over Keystone Heights. That is a final. We mentioned Oakleaf 35-14 over Hollis Christian. It is a final in St. Johns County. Fleming Island, I believe, has held on to beat Nice 19-14, which means Fleming remains undefeated. Nice goes to 0-3. Boy, they're close. They just can't seem to get over that hump. We'll hopefully catch up with Damian Springs of Fleming Island coming up later on under the Friday Night Lights. We got more victorious coaches to get to. We're going to head to Nassau County in one moment. Before we get there, let's head to my neck of the woods, to Mandarin. Toby Bullock of Mandarin. They are winners tonight over Riverside. Coach Bullock joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Coach, 28-6, right, over Riverside, an undefeated Riverside team coming in. That Riverside defense had only allowed, I believe, 12 points the entire year. You guys put 28 on them tonight in a dominating victory?
Well, it's we always want to enjoy a win. It was actually 28-0 at halftime, and we looked at Riverside made some adjustments, and we looked absolutely terrible in the second half. But that speaks to how good their coaches are and their kids, and just what they fight and do.
Coach, tell us about a few individual performances for you tonight in the ball game.
Well, Karen Jackson, our senior receiver, scored the opening touchdown for us. He had his fourth touchdown of the year, receiving and kickoff combined. He scored the first one, and then the next two came by our running back, Teal Weish, who, when you're worried about Jamie French and Karen, then, Kyron, it makes it a little easier on the running game, and he was everything. And we had Jashard Westcott, our other running back, had another big game. He didn't reach the end zone, and then we were fortunate and had a pick six by A.J. Shorter to clean up the first half. And it was a really, really good first half all around. I think the defense ended up with 4 or 5 takeaways for us, gave us some short fields, and just made it a complete team game.
Toby Bullock of Mandarin. Coach, you're never satisfied with a loss, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But last week, that was back and forth with Bowles. I mean, they made a play, you guys made a play. I mean, 7 of their points came because a ball deflected off your punt returner's foot, right? And they picked it up and scored. I mean, you played the best football team, one of the best football teams in the area, to within a touchdown on their home field. Did you learn anything about your team last week? Because in that loss, I think they earned a lot of respect around the area.
Yeah, we told them at halftime. I said, we have to carry you off the field. I mean, it's a very cliche coaching statement, but if we have to carry you off the field, leave it on the field. And we actually had 4 or 5 guys cramp on the same play, and Bowles ended up running a strong side power run at us and was able to break a tackle and score and take advantage of that moment. And when you see something like that as a head coach, as upset as you are, is that, that they scored, but, I mean, they did exactly what we asked. We asked them to sell out, leave it all on the field, and that's exactly what they did last week.
Coach, you have one of the best players in the area. Jamie French is a special talent, wide receiver, 2025 kid. I mean, he's got offers from Florida, Georgia, Florida State, Alabama. What makes Jamie French such a special player?
Well, he's a naturally gifted route runner. He's a natural catcher, and that's something I think people take for granted. You take someone like Terrell Owens, he had to teach himself to be a great pass catcher. You take someone like Randy Moss, he's a natural pass catcher, and there is something to be said with that. He's a naturally gifted catcher. And then on top of that, he's a kid that just absolutely loves football. And when you have a passion and a joy for what you do every day, it makes it a little easier.
Well, Coach, congratulations. A big win over Riverside. You're now 2-1 on the year. Obviously a big rivalry game with Atlantic Coast next week. It's always fun when Mandarin and Atlantic Coast get together.
Oh, it'll be a good time. We're at their place, and we're looking forward to it.
Toby Bullock of Mandarin. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
That's a big win. I mean, Riverside's a good team, probably the best defense in the area the first 2 weeks. Mandarin puts 28 on them tonight. Yeah,
I mean, it just goes to show you the talent that Mandarin has. And, just ask Coach about Jamie French. I mean, think about that. This guy, a 2025 wide receiver, is listed at 6'1", 175. His offers right now, Georgia, Florida, Florida State, Alabama. That's pretty good. I mean, holy cow. It beats a stick in the eye. There's no question about that. We mentioned Nassau County. Let's go to Yulee High School. Kyle Doherty of Yulee joins us tonight. Back-to-back wins for the Hornets. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Coach, 2 wins in a row. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that in a 7-day stretch. What's working for you guys out there in Nassau County right now?
We took practice a little more seriously this week. We had a really good week of practice. It all built up to the preparation of it, and then, I mean, it's just the old adage, like when you prepare well, you're going to play well, and that's literally what happened.
Coach, give us a few standouts from your football game tonight. Who played well for you?
I mean, there are quite a few. We won 35-0. Had a couple bizarre things happen. We blocked a punt and had the ball on the 2-yard line. We had 2 safeties defensively.
really the main stat that like stands out is collectively as a team, we didn't miss tackles. I mean, we missed 20 tackles last weekend against Titusville, and I could probably only count 3 or 4 that we missed, from tonight's game. Offensively, Chris threw 3 touchdowns, our quarterback, Turner, and he rushed for another. And then we hit a long field goal right before halftime to make it 35-0. Josiah Evans caught 2 touchdown passes tonight, and Rylan Hale caught the third.
Coach, you got a pretty decent road trip next week, and then you start getting into the meat of your schedule, right, in late September. Yep. That's when you see Fernandina and Baldwin, Baker, Episcopal, obviously the big one with West Nassau. How do you feel about your team now, 3 weeks in?
I feel pretty good about where we're at. It's about us, stacking good days on top of each other, and it feels like, not getting ahead of it, but it just feels like we had a game to where it felt like we put it all together and we prepared the right way. So I feel good about, athletically where our team is and kind of just how we're growing together. It was a game where we offensively looked good, special teams looked good, defensively played lights out. I mean, it's those 3 plays of football that you want to click on all cylinders, and that happened this week. So that's what it gives me some confidence as a coach that we're going to be able to handle the meat of that schedule and, hopefully come out with a few wins.
Coach, you mentioned missed tackles was something that you guys tried to improve upon after the Titusville game. What's maybe an area that you feel like you could improve even more?
The fundamentals of football blocking is something that we can improve on some of at this point. We did a great job handling some of Zarefest's pressure situations. And I mean, Turner, I give him the reins and that kid went and protected himself up and got in some good things. So, just got himself into some good protection looks so he could throw the ball down the field and make some completions. Just being able to keep making adjustments and just keep playing football and just getting better every day. That's what we need to just continue to do. And probably the pace of our play and our tempo needs to improve. But other than that, really our tackling and just having some confidence in each other.
Kyle Doherty of Yulee, winners tonight, winners of 2 in a row. Port St. Lucie next week, is that my understanding? A road game for you guys?
It's a new school called Tradition Prep. It was a really weird situation where we scheduled them. We scheduled them a week before camp started.
Wow.
Because there was just a miscommunication on my end and some of the scheduling. I thought I had a game that I didn't. So I just went hunting for a game, and they were the only team looking. So we're going to make the road trip. I mean, it is what it is, but hopefully we come out in a good direction from that.
It'll be fun for your kids to make a road trip like that. Maybe get them ready for some postseason road trips down the line. Hey, Coach, congratulations. Best of luck next week.
Thank you so much.
Yulee, 2 in a row, now 2-1 on the year. A couple more finals that have rolled in. Ed White is a final over Inglewood, 36-13. Ed White on the winning side there. I will tell you on 10:10 a.m., I believe Brunswick has scored again, 14-3. Brunswick over Bowles is what we have in the fourth quarter. Boy, that Brunswick team's pretty good, and Jackson played them to within a field goal. And Jackson goes into Fletcher tonight and wins in overtime. Congratulations to Jackson, 13-10 winners over Fletcher in overtime. Fleming Island, 19-14 over Nice. Trinity Christian, 40-6 over North Florida Educational. Providence, 18-14 over Wolfson. And Bartram Trail, a 17-3 win over Daytona Beach Mainland. He is Andrew Gibson. I'm the hacker Ryan Green. Jacksonville, we're with you till midnight. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights postgame. We are presented by Duck Duck Plumbing and Septic Services. More to do, more victorious head coaches. Glad you're with us under the Friday Night Lights here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
And he is slow to get up. Injuries are often the X factor in sports.
Remember in the old days they used to have oxygen for him. Where's the oxygen?
The personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah bring you the Injury Update, protecting you and your family since 1979.
Jacksonville.
Dell Technologies' semi-annual sale has arrived, and it's time to upgrade to the latest business technology. Save big on laptops and desktops with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get amazing deals on server, storage, and cloud solutions, as well as top work accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for special business offers during our semi-annual sale.
Frank Frangie here. Folks, are you tired of the same old sports photos for your league? Well, call my buddy Jeff Gump at Jacksonville Sports Photography. They offer cutting-edge, cool ideas like stadium banners for your seniors. No league is too big or too small. Football, cheerleading, baseball, soccer, you name it. Jack Sports Photography, they're the official photographer of Baker Sports High School Media Days. To find out more and to book your league or high school sport, go to jacksonvillesportsphotography.com or call 201-9773 today.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. Mad Dad's is gearing up our 14th annual motorcycle ride on September 24th. The ride is in support of victims that have died in a violent crime. The ride will begin at Harley-Davidson at I-95 in Bay Meadows, zigzag through the city where murders and shootings have occurred. It will end at Edgewood and London. We will go through Arlington to the east side, north side, Paxton, west side, Lackawanna, and end at Edgewood and London. There will be a celebration at the end of the ride for families who have had a loved one die from a violent nature. The ride will begin at 11 a.m. We're asking everyone to stand out and give us a shout out. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. For information about Mad Dad, go to Mad Dad's Jacksonville Chapter Facebook or MadDadJacksonville.com.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Picking here, about 2 years ago, I had Bueller Air out to install the nicest system we've ever had at our home. Why did I choose Bueller? Well, they were and still are locally owned, and their service is immaculate. I mean, they really have the coolest guys in town. Right now, they even have 0% financing available on all new systems. So remember, for AC needs, stay cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air, stay cooler with Bueller.
With your home value up again, you are sitting on a pile of money. Don't just let it sit there. Use it. Hey, it's Prosser here for my friends at Loan Pronto. Introducing Loan Pronto's Equity Line of Credit program. You don't have to refinance, but you can access up to 97% of your home's value. Get cash now to pay off all your credit cards or do that home improvement project. Get your down payment for a new home or stash away for a safety net. You can get $50,000, even $100,000 or more out of your home, and the payments are crazy low. Think what you can do with $100,000 right now. Loan Pronto makes unlocking your equity easy, and they could probably even waive the appraisal fee. Don't let all the home equity pile up. Turn your house into an ATM machine and get the cash you need. Call Loan Pronto now, 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. You can also reach Loan Pronto at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Outdoor comfort can feel hard to come by once the summer season settles in. Luckily, here at Armor Guard Exteriors, we offer retractable screens by Sinesta. Not only can these screens help you find shade, but they can also reduce glare, lessen the impact of wind, protect your patio furniture, and keep insects out of your space. Ready to learn more? Then call Armor Guard Exteriors today at 904-906-8669.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent. With help from Family Support Services of North Florida, you provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
Why do some QBs make it and others don't?
He never wavered in his belief.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer, and he knows. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Honest Abe Roofing and Tyson Sound and Security. This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services on 1010XL.
I know football.
Now, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Coaches Corner on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Back under the Friday Night Lights, Baldwin, a big win tonight over Fernandina Beach. Their head coach is Rob Shields. He's always kind enough to join us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, Hacker. Appreciate it.
Coach, that's 2 dominant performances for you in 3 outings this year. You guys took it to Fernandina tonight. I'm sure the game plan went as planned because you guys look pretty good on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Coach Bell and the defense did a great job. Obviously, you get a shutout. That's a big deal. Offensively, Bradford handed it to us last week, and so we've changed some things, simplified some things. We went out and scored 28 points. It wasn't pretty, but, 28 points on the board, we can live with it, and we're working to get better every day.
Coach, you mentioned that you went back and simplified things. I mean, what were some key things that you guys were able to figure out tonight?
Just on the pass protection, just a little bit more sliding, less man-on-man, just trying to give it an extra back in there to help with the quarterback for protection. And this, as far as the run game, just trying to get body on body and go straight downhill. More gap scheme than zone scheme.
Coach, working with Denmark every night, I get the Baldwin scouting report on a nightly basis. And the one thing that I've found out pretty quick here is you got a young football team. What are the challenges for you as a head coach, the challenges for your staff to get these guys kind of up to speed as soon as possible?
The biggest thing is I've got 6 ninth graders that play significant snaps every weekend. They don't know what they don't know, and it's our job as a coach to get them to kind of understand some of the common sense things that as a coach we think is common sense, but the players don't. We live in a day and age where the kids have their cell phone and they're watching TikTok videos. Their attention spans about 5 seconds. So you think they might know how to run down and cover a kick on kickoff, but sometimes they don't have a clue. You got to teach them just something simple as staying in your lane.
Coach, you guys have been on the road a lot to start the season. Road game against Baker County next week. Tell us about it.
Oh, it's a big district game. 8 miles down the road, they're going to be packed. We're going to pack our side. It's going to be a phenomenal atmosphere. Extremely well coached. The running back, they got Kim Smith. I don't think we tackled him last year, so it's got to find a way to slow him down somehow, some way, and then put some points on the board. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great atmosphere. If nobody's ever been out there, it'll probably be close to 8,000 to 10,000 fans, seated room only. I mean, it's a phenomenal place to play a football game.
Rob Shields of Baldwin, winners tonight over Fernandina Beach. Coach, final question. To that point, we talk about the great rivalries in the area, in the Northeast Florida area. The proximity you guys have to Baker County, that is a very cool rivalry. If people are looking for a high school football game to attend next week, I got to tell you, everybody's going to be talking about Bowles Trinity, and with good reason. But just the atmosphere point of view, Baker County Baldwin's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, there's no doubt Bowles and Trinity is a huge game, but like you said, the atmosphere, I promise you there's nobody with a better atmosphere of that game next Friday within probably 100 miles. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a fun time.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Big win for you guys tonight, and best of luck in that rivalry matchup next week against Baker County.
Thanks. I appreciate it as always.
Rob Shields of Baldwin. Gibby, winners tonight over Fernandina Beach.
The Baker County, I've called several games at Baker County when Bishop Kenny used to play there. It's awesome. Like, you go there and it's like you think of small towns that just shut down when high school football Friday nights come around.
They tailgate 3 hours beforehand.
Dude, I saw RVs there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is legit a terrific high school atmosphere.
And Baker County normally has a very good team. Baldwin has had a very good team now for a number of years. That'll be fun next Friday night. Let's go to St. Johns County. Bartram Trail, back-to-back trips to Daytona, back-to-back victories as Bartram, a 17-3 winner tonight over Daytona Beach Mainland. Daryl Sutherland of Bartram joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much.
Coach, look, we talked about your road games. You go to Daytona back-to-back weeks. Seabreeze, good team, but they're not Mainland. You played a really good Mainland team tonight, and you held them to 3 points, Coach. You must be very proud with your defensive effort.
I'd say really excited to watch our growth over the past few weeks. The guys have done a great job coming out and practicing every day, pursuing to the football and getting after it, making each other better. And it's been great to see.
Coach, what did you guys do so well to get the victory over Mainland tonight?
Well, I'd say our defensive coaches did a great job of putting guys in great position. But really the best thing was just that watching the hustle, the guys doing their jobs. And, that was a really explosive offense. They're a very well-coached football team. They're going to make plays, but we had such great hustle that it erased a lot of mistakes and erased a lot of big plays. And it was just so exciting, too, to watch our guys cheering for each other. And there was, everybody was engaged, offense, defense, special teams. This group really cares about each other.
Let me read this to you, and you don't have to be the biggest high school football fan to appreciate this. Daytona Beach Mainland tonight. Next week, Tallahassee Lincoln. Then St. Augustine, Fleming Island, Creekside, Buchholz, Oakleaf, and Mandarin. Do you know what that is? That is Bartram Trail's schedule the remainder of the year. Coach, that is incredible. Kudos to you guys for being willing to do that. And, boy, that schedule has to get you unbelievably prepared for these key district games coming up very shortly.
Well, that's definitely the hope. And like I said, I know it sounds like coach speak, but we're really about, we talk about we love the process, and it's about getting better every single day. And when we get to play against great competition every week, it's a great litmus test to see where we are and what we need to work on and what we need to get better at the next day.
Coach, we talk a lot about Sharif Denson, your terrific player that's going to Florida. Who else has stood out to you this season for Bartram Trail?
I'd say that's such a beautiful thing. Defensively, guys swarming to the football. Offensively, different guys, running backs carrying the ball and spraying the ball around to different receivers. It's been great that there's not one guy I can point at and say that's a guy that's doing above and beyond. They're all doing their job and they're all really helping each other succeed.
182-6. What is that? That is Tallahassee Lincoln's victory margin this year. They've outscored three opponents by 176 points. Now, they haven't seen a team like Bartram Trail yet. It's clearly. I don't know if Bartram Trail has seen a team like Lincoln yet. Coach, bottom line, I guess it's Thursday, right? It's an early game next Thursday.
Yes.
What a ball game in Tallahassee next week.
We're excited about it. We played a great game against them last year at our place, and just the way the schedule worked out where we got to play them again this year and get to go out there and play in their municipal stadium, and it'll be a great atmosphere and a great opportunity to get us both better.
How quickly do you have to turn things around and prepare for a game that comes up on Thursday instead of Friday?
Yeah, I'd say going from Daytona then to Tallahassee, we're just going to stay on the bus. And, it's a roller coaster here, but it's fun. To me, that's part of the fun of high school football, and especially high school football in Florida, where you're getting to travel down to Daytona and play the great stadium there and then out to Tallahassee and play great football teams. It's exciting.
That's what high school football is all about. Next Thursday night, 3-0 Bartram Trail, 3-0 Tallahassee Lincoln. That's going to be awesome. Daryl Sutherland of Bartram. Coach, congratulations. Go to Tallahassee and get a victory next week, my friend.
I appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. God bless.
Daryl Sutherland of Bartram Trail. From one victorious head coach to another, let's come back to Duval County. Let's go to Ed White High School. Lawrence Johnson of Ed White, they are winners tonight over Inglewood. Coach Johnson joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Coach, nice win over a very improved Inglewood football team. With 36-13 is what we have. You must be very pleased with your kids' performance.
Yeah, our team played real hard. They were physical. The field was very sloppy, so it wasn't the best of conditions, but our kids are kind of used to it. We practice in it all the time. But I tell you, that Inglewood team was physical, and they were playing hard. That defense was flying around and hitting. So I was very impressed with that group as well. Coach Harbison is doing a great job over there.
Coach, tell us about your quarterback, Isaiah Teal. I believe, if I remember correctly, Isaiah's left-handed. Tell us about him and his development.
He's just an incredible leader. He does a great job of kind of learning from his mistakes. He makes some mistakes sometimes, but he comes back and he really never makes the same mistake. So I think he's starting to play good football because he's getting a lot of those mistakes past him and he's learning from them. And he came out tonight and played a phenomenal game.
Coach Johnson of Ed White here with us under the Friday Night Lights. They are winners over Inglewood. All right, Coach, you're 3 games in. You had an unbelievable battle against Trinity Christian. You came up just short. Since then, big victory over Sandalwood. Tonight, big victory over Inglewood. Are you where you want to be after 3 weeks? How would you assess your team's performance to this point in the year?
Well, we are improving, and I guess one of the good things is I don't think we are close to where we're going to be at the end of the season. So I want to continue to get better every week. I want to try to play a little bit better each and every week, and I hope we're kind of rolling, or one of the teams that you're talking about playing really well towards the end of the season and not right now.
Coach, you guys have had some really tough tests to start this year. You started out with Trinity. That was a very hard-fought game. Sandalwood, Inglewood. I mean, you guys have really been tested so far. How do you feel like your team has come through that? Obviously, you guys are out to a pretty good start.
Yeah, well, we want to try to challenge our guys and play tough opponents. I think it's going to help us out in the long run. And right now, we're 2-1, so we just got to keep getting better. We go to Terry Parker next week and play a pretty good Parker team as well. I know they're going to be physical and they're going to have some good athletes as well. So we just got to keep getting better. We got to be better in our execution, and we've got to stop turning the ball over as much as also. So if we can do those things, we'll just continue, hopefully, to win football games and get better each and every week.
Coach Lawrence Johnson of Ed White, they are winners tonight over Inglewood, 36-13. That's a district game, right, Coach? Is that a district win for you guys?
No, it's not.
So it's non-district. Okay.
Yes. So it's a conference game. We have West Side and Riverside. So we go. Riverside is coming over to us for our first district game in 2 weeks.
Very good. Well, Coach, congratulations. Best of luck next week against Parker.
Thank you.
Lawrence Johnson of Ed White. I know Ed White Inglewood used to be a district game, but then everything got jumbled up when you shift everything around. But the bottom line, Ed White now 2-1 on the year. Let's go out to Clay County. Oakleaf, a big win tonight. Marcus Miller is the head coach of Oakleaf. He joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Coach, big win over Hollis Christian. Admittedly, I have to do some research on Hollis Christian. I don't know a lot about them.
Me too. Don't worry.
But I know what a 21-point victory is, and that's what you guys had tonight, so you guys must have been humming tonight.
Well, I'll say this. So, they're a new program. They're a young program. They're getting football started at their school, and they're a young school, and obviously anytime somebody's promoting the sport through the school-based learning environment, we're fans of helping those people, continue to grow the sport, in the area. And so, we played starters about, I think poor Devin Outlaw, who's got 400-some yards rushing in 2 weeks. I think he got 5 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown. It was a great game to get a lot of subs in. There's a lot of kids we wanted to get on film, and last week we dropped one to Baker County, and so to just kind of bounce back was a good thing.
Coach, I haven't had the opportunity yet to watch you guys play. Is Drew Ammon still your quarterback?
Yes, sir, he is.
Tell us about his development. I remember when I did an Oakleaf game a year or two ago, he was the punter and the quarterback. He was pretty busy.
Yeah, well, don't come to a soccer match because he plays one singles, and don't come to a he led the state in scoring as a sophomore, I believe, on the soccer team. So, Drew didn't have a very good week last week, and I really challenged him, in the quarterback room, and we met on Tuesday afterwards, and we went through every single snap from last Friday night, and I told Drew I think you could play 99 times and not play, the way he did last week. And so I think he really responded and this week, and he got a touchdown pass on the first drive, and then he had a couple rushes, I think, on the second drive, and then he was basically out of the game. But he did a good job responding to a shortcoming last week, so I was proud of that.
Marcus Miller of Oakleaf, winners tonight. Looking at your schedule here, Coach, boy, we're going to figure some things out in Clay County next Friday night, correct?
Yeah, we got to figure some things out for the next 7 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever. How many games? 7.
Yeah.
So,
the bottom line is when people came into the year, the thought was in Clay County that it was you and Fleming were going to be the two better teams, and you guys will get together and see what happens.
I would tell you right now, watching film, I would tell you right now that Fleming Island looks a whole lot better than Oakleaf. And I hope our kids hear that because I definitely think Coach Springs has a squad over there, and I know they beat Nice tonight, and so we'll climb the uphill battle, and we got to go over there, and we're probably the underdogs, and that's fine. We'll play the underdog card, and we'll see what happens.
Well, Coach, congratulations, 2-1 on the year now for Oakleaf, and a big one with Clay County bragging rights on the line next week between Fleming Island and Oakleaf. Marcus Miller, the head coach of Oakleaf. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything you do.
Nice win for Oakleaf, Gibby, 35-14. All right, so most games have gone final. We're going to head out to Ribault High School in one moment. Before we get there, it has gone final on 10:10 a.m. Brunswick 20-3 over Bowles.
Wow.
Now, I hate to even do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. How good is Jackson? All right?
Yeah.
Jackson played Brunswick in week 1. I think Brunswick beat him by like a field goal. Since that time, Jackson has gone through Nice, Westside, and Fletcher. Bowles may be the best team in the area, certainly one of them. Brunswick gets them by 17. Boy, how good is that Jackson Tiger football team if they played Brunswick to within 3?
Yeah, I mean, that was week 1 in August, and yeah, I think Jackson, you can tell that they have drastically improved, and I mean, this Brunswick team, I looked them up. They went 11-1 last year, and they recently came off of a state championship. Brunswick, look, man, they're a really good team, and how good must they be to hold Bowles to 3 points?
Yeah, no question about that. Ribault, a nice win tonight over Stanton. Let's catch up with head coach Aaron Ram of Ribault. Always kind enough to join us here under the Friday Night Lights on 1010 XL and on 92.5 FM. Denmark, you might want to punch. I got it. There we go. Coach, how we doing?
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing tonight?
Coach, we are good. Welcome to the Friday Night Lights. It's my first time being able to talk with you, and congratulations on the win.
Hey, thank you, man. Great to have me, man. I really appreciate y'all reaching out to me.
Coach, 38-7 over Stanton. Look, that's a big victory. Offensively, defensively, you guys really were rolling tonight.
Yeah, we're improving, man. I'm impressed with the track that we're on. Guys are buying into the program and understanding they're developing a winning attitude. So I'm satisfied with it. We took the opportunity tonight to look at a lot of guys that we want to see and see who's getting better, and looking at a lot of technique things that we go over during the week, and I'm satisfied with it.
Coach, if I've got this correct, 38-7, the final for you guys tonight. What did you guys do so well to get a victory like this tonight?
Oh, man, defense. Oh, man, we were swarming. And I'm going to be honest with you. Stanton, everybody just look at Stanton. Stanton has some pretty good athletes on that team, man. I was impressed with a few guys. But defense, man, we're flying around. We made some great plays. Offensively, Calvin Gilbert, man, he played a great game tonight. We threw the ball well. We ran the ball well. Everything that we worked on, I pretty much seen it tonight, and it was a plus for us.
Now, Coach Ram, that's what they all call you, so I'm assuming that's what we're okay to call you, right, Coach Ram?
Yeah, you good. You good.
Now,
you good.
You have been given the task to kind of rebuild Ribault, right? I mean, that's kind of where we're at. And we've seen public schools in Duval County get rebuilt, for lack of better terminology. You look at what DuBose did at Westside all those years. You look right now at what Coach Foy is doing at Jackson, and is that kind of the blueprint that you want to follow, and seeing what other public schools did to rebuild and work their way back into the postseason year after year?
Yes, man. I had the opportunity to talk to a lot of those guys, man, that programs was down, and I got some ideas from them. They really been really helpful, man. Theatric at Fletcher, Maslin at Rain, Foy at Jackson, Marty Lee at Terra Park. All these guys gave me a lot of input on things that they see that better their program. So I took a little bit even from Duran Wiley. I took a little bit from everybody, and I put it in the Reebok, and we're doing well, man. We're doing well.
There's no doubt. 2-1 on the year, a big victory tonight. And by the way, the one game you lost, there was a monsoon on opening night, and you were in the game with Sandalwood in the fourth quarter. Next week, one of those kind of rivalry games, kind of one of those games where you look at and you say, okay, where are we as a program as you take on Westside? That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going against my old buddy, Randall. It's going to be good, man. We going to, do what we got to do, get prepared for Westside, and we're going to give them a run and see what we got with my young bucks. I call them my young bucks over there at Reebok.
Well, Coach, I'll tell you this, buddy. It's our first time talking to you. I don't think it'll be the last. I think you got that Reebok team going in a fantastic direction. Coach Ram out at Reebok. Coach, thank you for joining us, my friend.
Hey.
We'll do it again soon, bud.
All right, take care. Thanks for having me.
Good win for Reebok tonight, Gibby. And that's the blueprint. I was out at Jackson this week for Hackers High School Football Tour talking to them about what they did to rebuild that program. DeBose at Westside, Sharon Dorsey at Parker. I mean, some of these public schools that lost their way for whatever reason, you have to build them back up. It's a tough process, but it can be done.
Yeah, and like he said, I thought that was a cool story that he told about taking stuff from Ciatric Faison, taking stuff from Duran Wiley, and so many of these great coaches that have rebuilt programs like we've seen here in Jacksonville. Good luck to Coach Ram. That's cool.
It would not be the Friday Night Lights postgame without the good folks at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. And what does that mean? That means the good Dr. Kevin Murphy, always kind enough to join us here under the Friday Night Lights. Doc Murphy, how are you, sir?
Good, boys. How are you?
Doc, we are good. A couple of questions to throw at you. We want to get into the Bump and Bruise clinics as well. That'll be open for business tomorrow morning. We were talking last week, Gibby and I, and our tough masculine physiques that we have, the worst high school injuries we both had on the gridiron. Gibby at least had a sprained MCL, right?
Grade 2, and I thought I was going to die.
Right. I had a bursa sac issue, Doc, where I had to get liquid drained out of my knee. That was my one claim to fame, other than pushing Ciatric Faison out of bounds when we were down 60. Do you see a lot of bursa sac injuries in high school football, or am I one of the few that had to deal with that?
Well, a bursa is there's bursa sac is kind of a misnomer. The bursa is a sac, so there's a fluid collection that is around the joint. So like beneath your kneecap and above your kneecap, there's bursas above your shoulder. It gets inflamed if you get hit. It can be inflamed from overuse, and draining it sometimes alleviates that, but it's kind of an inflammatory problem or an impact thing that aggravates it. But yeah, you drain it and gets rid of the problem. Pretty quick fix for those.
I will tell you this: it's been 22 years since that, and I remember it. That thing hurt, and hurt bad. Now, maybe I wasn't as tough at 16 as maybe I am at 38, but boy, that was one that'll make you get down on your knees and beg for mercy a little bit. I was happy to get that taken care of.
Things that we treat this weekend, that guys come in and they have an inflamed bursa, and those are things that are very treatable over the weekend. You can do treatments with therapy to make that go away quickly. If you let it sit, it becomes more painful and it's harder to get rid of.
Doc, mine was a grade 2 MCL sprain. We always hear about the ACL, and we see MCLs too. How often do you see injuries like that?
MCL is one of the more common injuries, actually. That's the inside ligament to the knee, and it's injuring somebody, kind of the clipping kind of thing where somebody leans on your leg and it goes to the inside, and you injure that ligament on the inside. And it's not torn completely, but it hurts. And it lingers for a while. Usually we brace that You can typically play with it after a couple weeks with a brace on it. If it's completely torn, it's a different animal. It takes a little longer to heal. But, grade 1, 2, you can play with that after a couple weeks.
The good Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. We'll talk about the bump and bruise clinics coming up in one moment. Doc, the only Jaguar on the injury report, Foley Fatakasi, we brought him up last week, the calf injury. He's been limited at practice all week. He's questionable for the game. Is that going to be a pain tolerance issue? You mentioned the calf is kind of like the hamstring, right? You got to be careful with it being soft tissue, but can it be damaged any further? Is it a pain tolerance issue? How would you describe that?
Well, again, it's very similar to the hamstring. If you get them back too soon, you completely tear it. You look at, Kevin Durant. He had a similar deal, and then all of a sudden he rips his hamstring, or he rips his Achilles. Those kind of things. If you get somebody back too soon, you can cause further injury to that part or other things. So you got to make sure he's fully ready to go before you send him back. But I think they've probably managed that well, and I would expect to see him back.
That really dovetails nicely into what I was going to ask you, Doc, about James Robinson for the Jaguars. I mean, we're talking about 9 months basically removed from a torn left Achilles tendon last December. Is that kind of on the early timeline of return? What do you think about the James Robinson situation?
He's healed. He's healed. The issue is it a Dan Marino issue where it's not fully ever going to be ready, or is it something that he's going to be fully recovered from? He's healed. So he's either going to be full speed or he's not. So he's been returned to play. So from the physician end, it is healed. He's good to go. Is he full speed and 100%? That's the coaching thing. Is he going to ever be full speed? We're going to see, as the season progresses. Those are one of those things where you may lose some push-off power, and he may never get to 100% that he was before. We will see.
The good
But he's so there's no reason to hold him out at this point.
The good Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. All right, Doc, we mentioned the bump and bruise clinics, and you mentioned the inflammation, things like that. For people that are first-time listeners or maybe have heard about these but have never gone, what the good Dr. Kevin Murphy and his colleagues do every Saturday morning is they provide a free, that's a key word there, a free service for student athletes to get looked at. And, Doc, we've had this conversation many times. Doesn't necessarily mean to be football players. Anybody that wants to come out and have something looked at tomorrow by you and your colleagues to get the treatment started, to get it diagnosed prior to returning to school on Monday, they are more than welcome. And what's kind of the protocol, Doc, tomorrow when these folks arrive at the bump and bruise clinics?
Yeah, show up. We'll treat all comers. I mean, it's as you said, it's like, I play college football. When you get injured on Saturday, you show up on Sunday to the training room and say, hey, what can we do to get this better so I can play next week? So you want to get the treatment going quickly so you can get the injury treated and managed and better so you can get better early in the week rather than show up Monday at practice and say, hey, my ankle hurts. That doesn't work so well. So then you're two days behind the treatment plan. So get in early. We'll get it treated, and we'll treat all comers.
It is a great service. Parents, if you're listening, coaches, if you're listening, it's tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 3 locations. The Brooks YMCA on the south side. You got Preferred Physical Therapy up in Fleming Island and Atlas Physical Therapy off at 210, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock for the bump and bruise clinics. And, Doc, if they want to come see you, I imagine you'll be off at 210 at Atlas tomorrow morning?
Yes, sir.
All right. The good doctor, Kevin Murphy, he does a terrific service along with his colleagues, the bump and bruise clinics. Doc, thank you, my friend. We'll do it again next week.
Hey, boys.
The good doctor, Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. We'll come back. More Victoria's head coaches. Another complete scoreboard update. Some surprises in Northeast Florida tonight, including bowls going down and Nice. Now 0-3. Fleming Island gets it done tonight, 19-14. We're with it on Midnight Jacksonville. A lot more to do. Under the Friday Night Lights, we are presented by Duck Plumbing and Septic Services right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
New coaches.
It's a level of intensity that steps up a notch.
New players.
They're weapons and they can just add value to your football team.
New season. A new beginning.
It's a completely different animal.
It's a fresh start on the First Coast, and Duval is downright ready.
Focused and ready to get this thing going.
This is where the dream begins. Washington, Sunday at 1 on 1010XL.
Keeping your body healthy and active leads to a more vibrant life. A great place to do that is the First Coast YMCA. The Y is equipped with state-of-the-art cardio and strength equipment, plus group exercise studios where trainers host activities like yoga, Zumba, and cycling sessions. The full-court basketball gym and indoor 5-lane swimming pool are open year-round. The Kid Zone can keep an eye on your kids while you work on that dad bod. And it's all available with your family membership. Learn more at fcymca.org.
This is Dr. Chris Swanson. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is holding their annual Bumps and Bruises Clinic every Saturday morning through early November. These injury evaluations are absolutely free and open to every school and athletic program in Northeast Florida.
See us this Saturday morning at 3 North Florida locations from 9 to 10. The Brooks Center for Sports Therapy inside the YMCA, Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island, and at Atlas Physical Therapy, St. Johns County.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
You know the rule. Fall is for football. Yeah, but don't forget golf. The Golf Club of Southampton wants to remind you if football takes up most of your weekend, then tee it up during the week at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY and set up a foursome and see the great shape the course is in right now. When temps start to cool, your golf game should be heating up at Southampton. Check out the great things going on with the tremendous practice area, a course that offers tees for every skill level, and a great group of people to take care of you. It's all happening at Southampton.
Wholesale prices, premium service, Tire Outlet.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. This September, get ready to off-road with Tire Outlet. Grab your trucks, ATVs, and trailers and gear up with a vast selection of all-terrain tires and specials. Wholesale prices, premium service. So gear up. All you got to do is visit TireOutlet.com to schedule an appointment today.
Wholesale prices, premium service, Tire Outlet.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
This is Brandon with North Florida Epoxy Floors. Our product gives you a custom high-quality appearance and the longest-lasting finish at a more affordable price. So for your garage, home, or business, research the difference between 100% solids epoxy and products like polyurea, which can be kinda fishy. Our epoxy includes a moisture vapor barrier, essential in Florida, so your North Florida epoxy floor looks great and is warranted with no fine print. Get a free estimate at NorthFloridaEpoxyFloors.com.
Pickett here for Zero Res. Fall is my favorite time of the year. It's cooling down outside. It's perfect weather to get your tile and carpet cleaned. It's Zero Res. They're falling back in time. For September only, you get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $129, and they'll clean a 4th room free. That's right, the 4th room is on me. At Zero Res, their mission is simple. Become the most trusted provider in their industry. Give Zero Res a chance to earn your trust. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Run with the big dogs. I'm Andrew Gibson. Join me for the Bulldog Report as the dogs chase another championship.
Brought to you by Travis Cummings and the Bailey Group on 1010XL. This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services on 1010XL.
With Andrew Gibson, the hacker Ryan Green with you. The way the scoreboard looks, Ed White, a 36-13 winner over Inglewood. It was Mandarin, 28-6 over Riverside. Hawthorne, 36-18 over Parker. Ribault, 38-7 winners tonight over Stanton. The Jackson Tigers have won 3 in a row, 13-10 in overtime over the Fletcher Senators. How about Menendez, a 40-0 win tonight over Pine Ridge. Baldwin, 28-0 over Fernandina Beach. Boy, the Bradford Tornadoes, Gibby. Jamie Rogers back in the state of Florida. They appear to be pretty good as Bradford gets it done tonight. 21-0 over Middleburg. Bartram Trail, 17-3 over Daytona Beach Mainland. And a game we haven't really talked about, but Trinity Christian remains undefeated, 40-6 over North Florida Educational.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Rodney DeBose is trying to rebuild and really start anew with that program. But look, Trinity is just on another level. They're on another level among a lot of different schools. I mean, you can make this a pretty strong argument that Trinity Christian's the best school in Jacksonville right now, and they just keep rolling along, do the Christians and the Conquerors, and we'll see what they can do.
It's a big win tonight for Rains as they beat Sandalwood in a defensive battle. Donovan Maslin, the head coach of Rains, joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
What's up, bud? I miss y'all.
Coach, that's a big win for you guys. You play up in classification, you slug it out with them in a defensive game, and you find a way to get it done 14-8. Congrats to you and your program, man. That's a big one.
Hey, definitely a big one. Definitely a big bounce back from last week. We dropped the ball in the second half, but, definitely a big win going into the bye week to get, some momentum, some confidence, and, get some kids healthy. And, the JV got a game against Mandarin last night. So, both teams going into a bye week, man, it's really good. And, for them, for their morale, for their confidence. And, we're going to work over the bye week just to, work on the small things and, come back ready for Trinity Catholic.
Coach, one of the guys that has my eye for your team is Jamari Whitehead. Tell me about your 2023 linebacker.
Jamari Whitehead, man. You couldn't ask for a better kid. He's a 4.0 student, and then come on the field. He's a plays with reckless abandon. He's smart, intelligent, and he puts the work in the off season. And the guys know the product he's putting on the field. He's definitely worked for it. And it's just to show that the colleges out there, man, that he's definitely a D1 prospect that can play at the next level. And, whichever school gives him a shot, he has some offers, but, some D1 schools need to, do some reevaluation.
Donovan Maslin of Rains, winners tonight over Sandalwood. Coach, this is the second time you have played a defensive battle and you won the game in the fourth quarter. Week 1 against Monsignor Pace, 19-13. Tonight against Sandalwood, 14-8. I would think tough physical games like this are going to serve you well as you get, into postseason play.
Definitely. This week we wanted to, play with a different attitude, play with a chip on our shoulder. We felt like last week we really didn't play like that, play with that edge that we normally play with. And I challenge the guys this week and the coaches, man, to coach with an attitude, coach, make sure your group is ready to play and have that edge, have that chip on their shoulder, so that we can have some momentum going forward. And, they carried out their assignment this week. So I'm really pleased with what we did. Of course we wanted more points, but, sometimes you need games like this to really find your identity as a team. And I think we found that, complimentary football. We was able to move the ball, just not able to punch it in on some drives. But, defense came up big with 2 big-time stops in the red zone, definitely one on the 1-yard line, causing a fumble with Whitehead recovering it. So that was definitely big. And, I feel real good. Like I said in week 1 when we played Pace, we played these 4 games, will set us up for the rest of the season and, moving into the playoffs.
Coach, I believe Ocala Trinity Catholic next week. Tell us about that matchup for you.
We know they have some talent, down there in Ocala. So what we're going to do, we're going to work this bye week, get healthy, learn from what we, had some mistakes on, and go down there, put a valiant effort. We're going in hostile territory, and we're just going to go out there and play range, hard-nosed football. And whatever happens at the end of the game, we're going to be satisfied with it because we know we're going to be able to put the work in and just trust one another.
Coach, you like having a bye this early, or would you hope it might have been a few weeks later?
Sometimes it's a blessing. Sometimes it's not, but, I definitely take it. We have a running back down right now, and we have some guys that stepped up tonight, in the running back group. I'm really proud of those guys. But, definitely to get some guys healthy and, just learn and, it's kind of like we have 2 byes because we don't have a week 8 game. We couldn't find another 10th game, so I actually got 2 byes, unofficially, but we'll take it. We're just going to keep working on range. Coach staff is going to, correct the mistakes and get guys in position so that we can be successful.
Donovan Maslin of Reigns, they are winners tonight over Sandalwood. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
That's another thing, too. Verlin Dormany, 60 seconds away. Because they're Reigns, right, maybe they don't get the credit for a win like this. That is a massive leap in classification for Reigns to play Sandalwood. And to win that game, that's a big deal. I mean, if you want to go back to the classifications the way they were last year, what is that, a 4A or maybe a 5A versus an 8A program? So that's a big win for the Vikings.
It is, and I think as Coach was talking about, Jamari Whitehead, this linebacker that Reigns has, the guy is a monster. He's a tackling machine, averaging about 10, 12 tackles a game, 6'2", 210. He does have some offers, Air Force, Bethune-Cookman, a couple other ones, but like he said, I mean, he thinks that the D1 schools need to reevaluate Jamari Whitehead, the linebacker at Reigns.
Let's go to Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian. They were winners tonight over NFEI. Coach Dormany always kind enough to join us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, Hack. Thanks, man.
Coach, 40-6 over NFEI. And look, we talked to Rodney last week. I think he's doing a terrific job reestablishing that program. They certainly weren't ready for you guys tonight, but I can imagine you can appreciate what he's trying to do with that program.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Coach Dubose does a great job. We've played several times when he was at Westside, and his kids always play really, really hard, and he gets the most out of what he has. And I'm telling you, give him a few years, give him 2 or 3 years, and he'll have it where it needs to be, and he'll contend.
Coach, tell us about a few standout players. You guys are rolling along.
Yeah, we went into the game tonight with a little bit different mindset. We just want to really work on a passing game. We probably didn't run the ball more than 10 times with the ones in there tonight. Colin had a great night. Miles Burris had a great night. I think Colin threw for almost 300 yards, and just about every touchdown, they except one was a passing touchdown. So, just worked on some stuff like that. We got a big one next week, so we got to be able to just get some things ironed out and play good football.
You say you got a big one next week, and Trinity Christian plays about 5 or 6, quote, big ones a year. It's not going to be nothing abnormal to you guys, but it is Trinity Christian. It is bowls, and whenever you guys get together, it will be the game of the week in the area. There will be thousands of people there. There will be media coverage all over the place from TV, radio. I can imagine I might be calling you at a time next week or so. I mean, do you, as a coach, do you enjoy when a game is going to have that much attention?
I think you do because, it's good for the kids. Not a lot of kids get to play in just really big ball games year in and year out. And, to have the crowd support and, the coverage that comes along with that, and kids get to kind of understand how you handle yourself through a week like this, and the preparation and the time that goes into just getting all the things lined up that you need to do what you need to do in order to play on Friday night.
There was a time, Coach, where Trinity and Bowles just did not play for whatever reason, and then you guys were put in the same district together, and there were a couple of times recently where you played in the regular season and in the playoffs, but now you're playing again in the regular season. Kudos to you. Kudos to Matthew Toblin and everybody that puts that game on the schedule. I always think Trinity Christian and Bowles should be on the schedule, and the fact that it is, I think, is good for high school football in our area.
No doubt, no doubt. Matt, and I talked after he got the job, and he said, Coach, listen, give me a year, but after a year, I want to play every year. I said, that's awesome, because it's so hard for both of us to get football games. And, just to be able to go across the river and or him come to us and play a football game on a Friday night, it's great for the city. It's great crowds and great for the kids to be in that environment and just feel the excitement and, the effort that's put forth just to put on a game like that. It's a lot of fun.
Coach, tell me about Darnell Rogers. I know he's a good running back for you, and I believe he got an offer earlier this summer from Arkansas State. Tell me about Darnell.
Darnell is he's one of them kids that if you need to laugh, just bring him in the office. He'll make you laugh. He's always got something going on, but I'm telling you, he is 5'8", probably about 190, but I'm telling you, he runs hard. And he's, that low center of gravity, pad levels low, keeps his legs turning, and he's hard to get down. He really is hard to get down. He's working on a second great year. And like I said, we didn't use him much tonight, just trying to work on some things in the passing game. But he and Webb together make us really, really good in the rushing game.
Erwin Dormany of Trinity Christian. They are winners tonight to go to 3-0 on the year. It's Trinity and it's Bowles next week. Is that game, that's at Trinity, correct?
At Trinity, Hack.
Nice.
Come on, see me.
That'll be good stuff, Coach. Thank you, my friend. We'll talk soon.
All right, thanks, guys. You have a great weekend.
Trinity Christian, Bowles. I mean, what else really needs to be said? That will be the game of the area next week.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine how much talent is going to be on that field on that night? It's that way every time they play, but I mean, I can't wait.
And there was a long time where Trinity and Bowles did not play. And if you talk to Trinity alumni, they'll give you one side of the story. You talk to Bowles alumni, they'll give you the other side of the story. But the fact is now that game is played pretty regularly, which is a great thing for our area. Another undefeated team. Boy, they're playing good football at Bishop Kenny. You heard the game right here on 92.5 FM. Bishop Kenny goes to 3-0 with a victory over at Decoy Creek, and Tim Krause of Bishop Kenny joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Coach, 25-13, probably not as pretty as you would have liked, and I know Decoy scored a couple of touchdowns late to maybe make it look a little closer, but by and large, a pretty good effort by you guys tonight.
Yeah, our kids play phenomenal on defense, and, we're playing really good football right now. I think they really complement each other in all three phases, which, is a great thing to see. Tonight we didn't probably have our best game offensively. I think we, left some points on the board for sure, and our defense bailed us out, and we're doing a great job on special teams. So, it's fun when a team is, I think, as cohesive as ours is, and we play a lot of kids both ways as well too. So when we're struggling on one side of the ball, the guys that are going to bail us out are usually the same kids. So it shows how resilient they are, and just really proud of our group right now.
Coach, always great to talk to you. Congratulations on this great start. If you listen to the Bishop Kenny games on 92.5 FM, you'll hear Colby Sexton's name called a lot. Coach, tell us about Colby.
Yeah, Colby's an animal. He's done such a great job for us this year, kind of filling in the spot that, obviously we had a big void when Baylor Newsome graduated. And so I think he's jumped right into that mix of being one of the best linebackers in the area. Makes plays all over the field for us. Had to play a little bit of offense tonight for us as well. Just a really special kid with how hard he works, how coachable he is, and how physical a player he is.
Tim Krause of Bishop Kenny. Coach, certainly there will be things to clean up. There are things that, as a coach, as a staff, you guys are going to want to see improvement. But by and large, from a mile-up point of view, 3 games in, are you happy where your team is right now?
Yeah, I think, we've done what we're supposed to do. I think we've gotten ourselves in position to win games, and we've found ways to win them. I think, like you said tonight, probably not our best performance, and there's definitely areas that you look at as, myself as a play caller, for one, there are a lot of things that I feel like I can do better and help our team be in better position. So, we look at it as a team. We want to be a team where we're ascending all the time. And, I felt like tonight was a good step for us. We were a little bit banged up. We had some kids that had to fill in some different roles, and, they did a great job getting the job done against a really sound, well-coached football team.
You know, Coach, Jackson Burnett is a guy that's been around a while there at Bishop Kenny. How impactful is he as a leader on the offensive group?
Yeah, Jackson is one that I've been really proud of, having the opportunity to coach him and just watch him mature over the last couple of years into a leader. He's become a lot more vocal. He's a guy that, I think our kids, have looked up to for a long time as a football player, but, now really look up to as kind of the pulse of our program. And does a lot of things for us unselfishly, plays a lot of different positions, moves himself around, plays on defense, plays on offense, makes plays for us all over the field. And had a couple of really big catches for us tonight, played great on defense as well. Really special kid, and one of those kids I think exemplifies our program and where we've come from, and in a lot of ways where we want to go.
Tim Krause of Bishop Kenny. They are winners tonight. They are 3-0 on the year, and they return home next week to take on Hollis Christian. Coach, congratulations on a great start to the year.
Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend.
Good win, Gibby, for Bishop Kenny. And look, last year, right, they started 4-0. This is what they do. They win games in September, and that'll give them a lot of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, they started 4-0 last year. Their first loss was October 1st, so they went the whole month of September winning football games. And prior to last season, the last time Bishop Kenny had a 3-0, 4-0 start, you have to go back to 2017 when I believe Bobby Rollerson was the coach at that time. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great start.
With Andrew Gibson, the hacker Ryan Green with you, it is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights postgame show. We are presented by Duck Duck Plumbing and Septic Services. More victorious head coaches, more to do, Jacksonville. We're glad you're with us for week number 3 under the Friday Night Lights.
Start game day 5 hours early with the Wingstop Kickoff Show.
I'm Hayes Carline. It's me and Mia O'Brien, getting you fired up for the game.
The Wingstop Kickoff Show, presented by Clearwater Irrigation and Kohler Homes Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99, and they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty. That means it'll still be under warranty when you can drive. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Your deadline is September 30th. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
I had a nighttime routine for my frequent heartburn. I would drink milk, I would sleep upright with more pillows, but that painful burning stayed. So I made Prilosec OTC part of my morning routine. With just one pill in the morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production, blocking heartburn day and night. Now I have a new nighttime routine. I call it sleeping.
One pill, 24 hours, zero heartburn. With Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game and events have been a Jacksonville staple for more than 75 years. We support more than 4,200 local youth annually through Gator Bowl charities. Gator Bowl Sports is a perfect way for local companies and individuals to get involved. We'd love to meet with you and talk about how you can join our team. If you'd like to learn more, contact us at 798-1700, 798-1700.
Now that football season is kicking off, you want to be watching the games, not working in the yard. Well, I have some good news for you. Hiring Peninsular Pest Control to manage your lawn care issues will probably end up costing you less than driving to the store, the cost of the materials, and, most of all, your valuable time. So pass the ball to Peninsular this football season. And go online to crittergetter.com to schedule a free inspection. Remember, Peninsular is your critter getter.
Hey, Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
This is Hayes Carlion for Kingfish Pest Control, a local family-owned business that specializes in pest, termites, mosquito, and rodent prevention. I tell you what, when I got my new home, I had to put on my reporter's hat, find out who really is the best, and it turns out there's no competition. Kingfish provides exceptional service and treats me like a valued customer, not just an account. That's why I wholeheartedly recommend Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Monahan Jewelers is Jacksonville's source for fine jewelry and certified diamonds for 45 years. Have confidence knowing that you're buying the highest quality diamond at the best price. Monahan's has the inventory of several jewelry stores in one location with unbelievable prices. Diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry for every budget. At Monahan Jewelers, expect a huge inventory, great prices, expert jewelry repair, and fantastic service. Visit us at MonahanJewelry.com or call 246-GOLD for Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services on 1010XL.
With Andrew Gibson, the hacker Ryan Green with you under the Friday Night Lights, 1010XL 92.5 FM. More victorious head coaches to come. I will tell you, pretty much every game has gone final. Ribault, 38-7 over Stanton. Hawthorne, winners tonight over Parker. It was Oakleaf, 35-14 over Hollis Christian. Bartram Trail goes to Daytona, comes back with a 17-3 win over Mainland. Middleburg falls to the Bradford Tornadoes tonight, 21-0. Another shutout. Baldwin, 28-0 over Fernandina Beach. And let's go to St. Johns County right now. Speaking of shutouts, a third shutout, I believe, is what we have. Menendez, 40-0 over Pine Ridge. Matt Potak is the head coach of Menendez, and he joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Hey, Coach, thank you for the time. Boy, you must be very pleased. Offensively, a 40 spot. Defensively, you get a shutout. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
No, you're right. Absolutely right. You know, we had a tough loss last week to a really good Englewood team, and, you know, we wanted to get back in the win column. Worked real hard this week. Kids put a lot of extra time in. Coaches put a lot of extra time in. Just with extra film and, you know, just much practice time as we could get in, you know, even with the bad weather. But really proud of our guys. They persevered and worked really hard and came away with a great win tonight.
You know, for you and your staff, the ending of that Englewood game, for people that didn't see it, let's be honest, I'm not sure if Englewood won that game as much as you guys might have lost the game on the final play. You had a couple of guys that were open and some miscommunication, and the ball landed harmlessly in the end zone. Englewood wins 14-7. It was a great game. It was a defensive battle, and both teams deserved to win. But it must show a lot of growth from your players to come out 7 days later after a loss like that and put forth a performance like this.
Yeah, I totally agree. Englewood's a great team, and I'm good friends with Coach Harbison and got a lot of respect for them and their program. And it was a tough game only because I felt like, you know, both teams played really well, but I think, like I said, we missed a field goal. We just made a lot of mistakes, and and they caused a lot of those mistakes. Englewood. They did a really good job defensively last week, but it was tough. The kids were upset, coaches were upset, and we got back to work Monday morning. We practiced in the morning here at Menendez, so we were out there at 6:45 in the morning before school started, and just practicing and working hard, watching film, and just making those corrections. And tough loss, but Englewood's a really good team. I mean, I know they lost tonight, but they're 2-1 on the season, and they're also very talented. So it was a tough loss, but it was a good way to show us, hey, let's move forward. Let's not think about it. Let's learn from it. And our kids did that. A lot of young guys stepped up tonight too, which I was really impressed about. Guys that maybe started a little bit slower when the season started and have really started hitting their stride.
Coach, who were some of the young guys that stepped up for you tonight?
Brooks Cornelison, he actually started for us tonight. Casey Blanco was out with a rib injury. And Brooks did really well. He threw a touchdown pass early in the game, directed the offense. He's only a sophomore, but he had started for us in the kickoff classic and struggled a little bit. It was his first varsity start, and just made some minor mistakes. But he got back to it, got back in the film room, and put some extra time in and did really well. We also had Christian Coleman, one of our running backs. He had a couple of touchdown runs tonight, some big touchdown runs. He's only a sophomore. So he made some plays as well, which I was impressed with. Our tight end, Michael Baccio, had 2 touchdowns also, which he's a senior, one of our leaders on offense, but had some big runs, after the catch, and he was just head on a swivel and go and made the plays when he had to. But and a lot of our receivers stepped up. Nate Carr had a couple big catches. He's a sophomore. So a lot of younger guys, obviously Michael's a senior, and Bryce Cutlett was one of our other quarterbacks who threw him another touchdown pass. But just some younger guys that stepped in. And obviously defensively we had Joseph Holloman had a sack in the end zone for a safety. So, it's showing that these guys are learning. They're constantly improving and not taking anything personal. They're taking coaching and just moving forward.
Matt Potak of Menendez, they are winners tonight, 40-0 over Pine Ridge. Coach, as we wrap up with you, a great opportunity for you guys in the next 2 weeks. Look, when we talk about St. Johns County, we talk about Bartram and Creekside and Nice, and you certainly talk about Ponte Vedra and St. Augustine, and you get an opportunity at St. Augustine and against Ponte Vedra in the next 2 weeks. Great opportunity for you guys, not only in some district action, but to show that you guys are not to be forgotten there in St. Johns County.
I totally agree, and I'm great you brought that up because we told the kids tonight after the game, we've got a lot of respect for the schools in our county, tons of respect. We look up to a lot of their staffs, their players, but it's time to take that next step. It's time to compete. We don't shy away from competition. We want to compete with the best, and we are. The next couple of weeks are going to be tough. We've got some big games, like you said, with St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra. Gainesville comes into town after that. Then we have Turquoise. So there's a lot of big games coming up, and it's time to take that next step. We've done well against some of the schools about our size. We've competed well, but we're not running from competition. We want to compete with the best of the best. In order to make Menendez great, make Menendez elite, we've got to compete with those teams. And it's a little bit of a rough schedule the next few weeks, but you got to embrace it. You're not take these guys on head on. And like I said, we respect them. Great coaches, great players at these schools, but we've got to take that next step. We've got to embrace the competition.
Matt Potak of Menendez, winners tonight, a big one next week against St. Augustine.
Sir.
Coach, congratulations.
Yes, thank you, brother. I appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you.
Good win for Menendez, Gibby.
Yeah, it is. And Coach mentioned one of the guys that had a couple touchdowns tonight, Christian Coleman. He's a name to watch out for. He's a running back, and he plays a little bit of linebacker there for Menendez. He had a couple rushing touchdowns tonight. I think his name is going to be brought up a lot in the coming years.
We've talked to a couple of head coaches making their Friday Night Lights debut. Tonight, let's talk to another one as we go to Westside High School. Head coach Randy Randall of Westside. They are winners tonight over Atlantic Coast. Coach Randall joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Coach, nice win for you and your team. Look, you guys have been close the first 2 games. You haven't put it together offensively, but tonight you seemingly did put it all together in a pretty dominating performance over a good Atlantic Coast team.
Yes, sir. We seem like we were clicking pretty well tonight. I have a lot of good staff members, a lot of good players. So we put it together and went to work. Got tired of being close.
Coach, tell us about Jordan Hall. We know that he's a terrific talent for you. Tell us what makes Jordan Hall so special.
Jordan is just a special kid. I say in both the classroom and on the field. He's a hard worker, and he's probably harder on himself than anybody else can be. He's always pushing himself and pushing his teammates to be even better. So it's good to have a leader like that on your team that's showing himself day in, day out, and just continues to work.
Randy Randall of Westside, they are winners tonight over Atlantic Coast. Coach, for you coming in, replacing Rodney DeBose, who was there for, a decade or so as the head coach of Westside, how important was it to get a W for your kids to show that you and your staff are doing the right things, and if your kids work hard, they can get this victorious feeling on Friday night? I imagine that was a very fun locker room.
Well, we've been trying to change the narrative and change the culture of what we've been through. So it was very big in the win column because tonight the real thing we focused on was playing for each other. I asked all my kids to look at the person next to them and play for them. And because of the kids like Jordan Hall and Marcus Samuels, who scored a big touchdown, and Antoine McCray, kids like that, they all ended up they played for each other and really went to work tonight, and it showed.
Coach, take us back to the big touchdown from Marcus Samuels. What happened on that play?
Marcus is a hard cover for anybody. He plays safety and corner for us also. We found out he could play receiver about a year or so ago and decided to give him a look at receiver. He broke loose, and our quarterback, Haywood Smith, he threw it on the money, and Marcus made the rest of it work.
Well, Coach, congratulations. A big victory over Atlantic Coast. You guys get to 1-2, and a nice little matchup next week with you guys and Ribault. That should be fun next Friday night.
Yeah, good friends. Me and Coach Pinckney are good friends, childhood friends. So it should be fun to come out and face each other and see what we can do.
Randy Randall of Westside. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice feeling, I'm sure, for that staff to get their first W tonight.
Yeah, it has to be. And if you guys don't know who Jordan Hall is, the defensive lineman from Westside, he's a 4-star. He has offers from Florida, Florida State, Georgia, Ohio State, and South Carolina. I mean, he's one of the top uncommitted guys, not only in Jacksonville, in the country.
No question about it. And there are a lot of teams that really, really want the services of Jordan Hall. To Clay County we go, or I guess a bus that's heading back to Clay County. Ridgeview with a big win tonight, talking about making their debut under the Friday Night Lights. Let's get head coach Brian Arnett of Ridgeview up here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it, Hack. Great team effort. We're in the middle of Ocala Forest right now, so if I drop you, it's not personal.
Trust me, I know all about where you are, particularly at this time of the evening. Boy, a dominant performance tonight, Coach. You must be very happy.
Yes, sir, absolutely. We've really focused on building a culture, purpose-driven culture. We've had a lot of instability in the program the last few years. I got a great staff with me. I brought on Antonio Thomas, the coach of defense, and Chris Lightsey on the offense. And tonight was a total team effort. We had 2 freshmen score touchdowns, so we're committed to get the best 11 out there. We're starting a sophomore quarterback on varsity as well, so the future looks bright at Ridgeview.
Coach, congratulations on the win. How has your sophomore quarterback developed for you?
Pretty well. He started week 1 on JV, and then he played so well, and we knew that the guy who we did move over to quarterback could help us out at corner and wideout, so we figured why not? Let's go ahead and build it around him. And he's had tremendous poise. He started his JV season as a freshman, and he's handled the challenge well this week and even lost a family member. But, we got his back, and he pulled together this week and had a great night as well.
Coach, now your first 2 ball games did not go the way you wanted, although you battled Clay very hard last week with 32-24. You get a win tonight, and you look at your schedule coming up, and not to, get ahead of the game here a little bit, but a second-year program at Decoy Creek, a first-year program in Beachside, Middleburg has not gotten off to the start that they would have liked. Do you have the opportunity here, Coach, to maybe rattle off a couple?
Sure. I mean, it's a game of momentum. There's no doubt about that. And, it sounds cliche, but it is week to week, especially in high school. We don't have the depth of some of the teams in the area, but we do the best we can week to week. And hopefully the win like this, it gives us some validation in terms of what we're doing culture-wise. And we know Sequoia's going to be a very well-coached team, and we're looking forward to that challenge.
Coach, we talk to a lot of Duval County schools and head coaches that are trying to rebuild public school programs. What about in Clay County? I mean, certainly we know what Springs does at Fleming Island, a terrific job. But other Clay County programs, I guess, outside of Oakleaf have been down, for a couple of years, or have had down times at least. How is the process of trying to rebuild a public school program out there in Clay County?
It's difficult. For us, we got Middleburg down the road and Orange Park down the road, so we're kind of caught in between. But Clay County is one of the fastest growing counties in the state. And so, there's been some zoning changes here and there. Really, it's just, building that culture and building that stability. I was a third head coach in 4 years, and while I wasn't an assistant here in 5 years, it's for 4 or 5 years from 14 to 19. It's really just kind of keeping that stability, going through the short-term lumps, but understanding that, hey, if you can get guys to stick with you and stay committed to the process, so to speak, good things will happen.
Coach, you mentioned 2 freshmen scored touchdowns for you tonight. How cool is that to see, guys get some of their first opportunities and get in the end zone like that?
Oh, it was great. Deshaun Green went up and snagged a fade in the end zone. And then Travis Pinkard was our running back who got one in the fourth quarter there. He took power and busted the second level and bounced it outside. It was textbook. And he carried the ball 10 or 12 times he's a 6-quarter kid. He carried the ball 10 or 12 times last night against Palatka, too. So it's great to see their faces. Because you tell them originally, like, hey, buddy, we probably need you on Friday. And they kind of give you that bug-eyed look. But to see those kids, that's kind of what the game's all about, is overcoming the fear and, seeing what's on the other side when you just push yourself and believe in those around you.
Brian Arnett of Ridgeview, winners tonight over in the Ocala area against Lake Weir. They play Tecoy Creek next Friday night. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for all you do for high school football.
Nice win, Gibby, for Ridgeview. And look, I mean, in Clay County, it's Fleming Island, right? Oakleaf, and they're going to figure out their differences next Friday night in what is probably the biggest matchup between 2 Clay County schools of the year. But then you do have a little bit of a drop-off, and you got, Clay's got some good things going. Middleburg had some good things going, although not off to the start they would have liked. Ridgeview, Orange Park, there's some potential out there, but some teams that are trying to kind of refine themselves a little bit.
I think Ridgeview is in a similar situation that Bishop Kenny was in about 2 or 3 years ago. They played a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, and then a couple of years later, you see what Bishop Kenny's doing. They're starting 3-0 and 4-0. I wouldn't be surprised if things, go the right way that Ridgeview needs them to go, that maybe a year or two down the road, you see them start out 3 or 4-0.
He is Andrew Gibson. I'm the hacker Ryan Green. Dylan Denmark is making it happen as the producer tonight. This is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights postgame show. We are presented by Duck Plumbing and Septic Services. We'll try to line up 1 or 2 more victorious head coaches. We know it's getting a little later in the evening, but if we can find 1 or 2 more, we will certainly try and do that. We'll give you a complete scoreboard update and look ahead to what's going to be a very, very interesting Week 4. Week 4 already.
It goes by quick.
In the high school football season. Holy cow. A lot more to do. Glad you're with us. Under the Friday Night Lights, it's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
What's the deal with the show? Around town, around the world. Take 1010XL with you wherever you go.
Everyone can hear.
Download our free app for Apple and Android devices. Search 1010XL where you get your apps.
Hey, it's Jeff Prosser. Are you feeling the sting of higher interest rates and higher costs? All those credit cards and other loans are costing more and more every month. Inflation making everything else more expensive. But listen, your home can save you right now. Your home value is up, and there's a ton of cash in it that you can access with Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto specializes in zero-cost cash-out home refis. That means you can get tens of thousands in as little as 2 weeks. Pay off all those 23% rate credit cards and other loans. Consolidate everything into one super low payment. People who do this usually cut $800 or more from their monthly budget. And even if your home mortgage rate goes up a point or so, it's offset by your credit card rate going to zero. Call Loan Pronto now. Unlock that equity and wipe out bad debt. Do it now, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments altogether. So call 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Frank Frangie here. Folks, are you tired of the same old sports photos for your league? Well, call my buddy Jeff Gump at Jacksonville Sports Photography. They offer cutting-edge, cool ideas like stadium banners for your seniors. No league is too big or too small. Football, cheerleading, baseball, soccer, you name it. Jack Sports Photography, they're the official photographer of Baker Sports High School Media Days. To find out more and to book your league or high school sport, go to jacksonvillesportsphotography.com or call 201-9773 today.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
Seems like all the neighbors upgraded their outdoor living space last year.
Yeah, and I see they all went with CSS fireplaces and outdoor living.
You know, CSS did give us the best design idea.
Yeah, and we need the shade from a new pergola.
Let's do it.
CSSOutdoor.com.
How do you turn a noun into a verb? Well, the next time you want mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone barbecue, then Woody it. It's like Google or Uber, except for barbecue.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
Estate cleanouts, hoarding cleanouts, old appliances, and even tools. There are tons of reasons why you or someone you know may need expert help clearing space. J-Dog Junk Removal will responsibly help you free up space. That means when they leave your place, it looks better. Whether it's you or a loved one that needs one type of cleanout at your home, trust the veterans at J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned and operated. Call 844-GET-JDOG or visit jdog.com.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire 86,000 IRS agents. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Upgrade your grilling game to amazing meals with a new high-quality grill from Caladad Grills. Why Caladad? It means quality. Expert grills that stand apart from the crowd, like Traeger, Kamado Joe, and Napoleon. In stock today and built to last. Why Caladad? It's a local family business, so they'll save you money and time with free delivery. Stop by Caladad Grills at the end of Cumberland Park Drive, just off County Road 210. Caladad, they make it easy for you to grill like a pro.
September is here and fall is right around the corner. But you know what else is right around the corner? Your family-owned and operated dealer, Arlington Toyota. Mia O'Brien here, and right now Arlington's got 500 new Toyotas available. And you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles with your new purchase. Arlington even has 400 used ready to test drive and take home today. And Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Incredible! Shop in person and online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
The Women's Board of Wolfson Children's Hospital welcomes Bill Browder at the Times Union Center September 20th. For your chance to win tickets, text FORUM to the text line built by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. This is the Friday Night Lights postgame, presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services on 1010XL.
With Andrew Gibson, the hacker Ryan Green with you under the Friday Night Lights as we start making the turn for home, start really reviewing what happened tonight, taking a look ahead to next week. Bulls loses to Brunswick. Any effects moving forward for the Bulldogs, or they just run into a really good Brunswick team?
No, I think they ran into a really good team. Again, this is a team in Brunswick that was 11-1 last year. They've recently won a state championship, I believe, in the state of Georgia. They beat Andrew Jackson in week 1, I believe, earlier this year, 23-13, I believe the final was, at least what I saw. So, yeah, I mean, Brunswick's is a really good team. Bowles, you got to imagine they're going to rebound, of course, but guess who they play next week? It's Trinity Christian. And that's going to be a tough place to rebound, but I think Bowles will get back on track.
Some bragging rights for Northeast Florida. Look, University Christian over Charlton County in the state of Georgia, 33-0. We know Creekside last night over Glen Academy, 21-20. St. Augustine and Baker County play tomorrow against teams from the state of Georgia. So, good wins for both Creekside and University Christian against teams from Southeast Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, the Creekside game was incredible. They said it was an absolute monsoon up there in South Georgia, and had a running back run for 3 touchdowns. I think they said that he ran for 2 touchdowns in a 28-second span in the third quarter.
Wow.
For the Creekside running back, and it's impressive stuff. Nicky Williams is his name, by the way. 10 rushing touchdowns for him on the year so far, and they've only played 3 games.
All right, let's go game by game here again as we're past the 11:30 hour. I think we had like 18 coaches on tonight, so Denmark, great job on that, my friend. All right, Westside 22-6 over Atlantic Coast. Randy Randall, the head coach of Westside, his first victory as the head coach. Good for them because they were in both of their early games. They lost both, I think, by 2 touchdowns, but they were in the game. It's good to get a win like this tonight against Atlantic Coast to show those players that they are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think anytime you have some close losses like that, it shows you that you're on the right path, but to actually get it done and to finally get those wins that you want to see, that shows you that you're on the correct path forward.
Providence 18-14 over the Wolves and Wolfpack, so head coach Mo Williams and Providence get the win tonight. Ed White 36-13 over Inglewood. How good do you think this Ed White football team is?
Really good. They scored 40 points on Trinity Christian in week 1. I mean, that was a 48-40 ball game. Trinity had to pull out everything to even win the game against Ed White. So, look, Inglewood, nice story. Started out 2-0. Zach Harbison's doing some good things there, but I think Ed White is on another level right now.
Mandarin 28-6 over Riverside. That was a Riverside team that had only allowed, I believe, 12 points in 8 quarters. Mandarin puts 28 on them tonight in a Mustang victory.
Yeah, Mandarin is got some really good talent. Their receiver, Jamie French, is a guy that's got offers from Ohio State and Alabama and just wherever you want to talk about. He's got offers from there, and he's not the only one. Tremel Jones is a terrific young quarterback at Mandarin. I think they're going to be around for a long time.
Rains 14-8 over Sandalwood. Like we brought up about an hour ago, I don't think teams like Rains get enough credit for a win like that. That is playing up in classification for them, a much bigger student population at Sandalwood, but yet Rains still gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, it's an impressive victory for Rains anytime you step up a few steps, actually, in classification. When you look at it, those are much bigger programs, much bigger schools, and Rains not at all intimidated. But look, we know Rains historically has been a terrific program in Jacksonville, and I think that tradition and talent just keeps on going forward at Rains.
Bartram Trail 17-3 over Daytona Beach Mainland. It was Oakleaf 35-14 over Hollis Christian. Trinity Christian 40-6 over North Florida Educational, which that, of course, brings us to the game next week between Trinity Christian and Bowles. One of the games of the year, certainly the game of the week in the area.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to find out what's going to happen in that game. I know that as Coach Dorman, he told us earlier tonight that he and Matt Toblin talked about, hey, we need to play this game more often, and I'm glad we're going to see that. It's going to be terrific. Colin Hurley, the Trinity quarterback, DJ Moore, the Bowles quarterback. It's going to be a great matchup just on that end with the quarterbacks, but Trayon Webb, so many guys for Bowles. Naheem Burrows is a guy that you're going to hear a lot about. I saw he got an offer this week from Vanderbilt, the wide receiver at Bowles, a young player. It's going to be fun.
Let's take one final break. We'll come back. We'll put a wrap on this week's edition and get you ready for a very, very good week number 4 under the Friday Night Lights. The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights postgame. As always, we are presented by Duck Duck Plumbing and Septic Services. One segment to go here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
He provides the spark that lights the flame that changes the game.
He is on fire.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game.
He is a force to be reckoned with. He's been doing it a long time.
On 1010XL.
September is here and fall is right around the corner. But you know what else is right around the corner? Your family-owned and operated dealer, Arlington Toyota. Mia O'Brien here, and right now Arlington's got 500 new Toyotas available. And you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles with your new purchase. Arlington even has 400 used ready to test drive and take home today. And Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Incredible! Shop in person and online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
Play poker and help families in the Hold'em for Life Texas Hold'em Poker Tournament. Saturday, September 17th at Blessed Trinity Parish Hall. Call 847-778-8824.
To register for Police Athletic League flag football, cheerleading, and boxing, go to jaxpalsports.org.
The Amelia Island Charity Golf Tournament and Concert featuring Morgan Evans is Friday, October 21st. It benefits Folds of Honor, and you can sign up at foldsofhonoraigolfevent.org.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
The Wounded Warrior Project provides what medicine and technology can't: community, counseling, and a second chance. Find ways to help at woundedwarriorproject.org.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game and events have been a Jacksonville staple for more than 75 years. We support more than 4,200 local youth annually through Gator Bowl charities. Gator Bowl Sports is a perfect way for local companies and individuals to get involved. We'd love to meet with you and talk about how you can join our team. If you'd like to learn more, contact us at 798-1700. 798-1700.
Leon Searcy here. You've heard it said that every vehicle has a triangle of safety: the tires, brakes, and the front end. So I trust my friends at Famous Automotive and Quick Lube to always keep my ride running safe and smooth. And listen up, and if you're an auto manager or service tech, you want to work with the best family in the business, visit any Famous Automotive shop today. They're hiring now. And hey, tell them Big Sur sent you.
Famous Automotive and Famous Quick Lube, servicing every customer and employee like they're famous.
Equal opportunity employer.
What NBA player has scored the most points in his career? The answer next.
It's always a good idea to compare homeowners' insurance rates instead of renewing year in and year out. Log on to southernoak.com and get an instant quote in minutes.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has scored over 38,000 points during his NBA career.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Pickett here for Zero Res. Fall is my favorite time of the year. It's cooling down outside. It's perfect weather to get your tile and carpet cleaned. It's Zero Res there, falling back in time. For September only, you get 3 rooms of carpet clean for $129, and they'll clean a 4th room free. That's right, the 4th room is on me. At Zero Res, their mission is simple: become the most trusted provider in their industry. Give Zero Res a chance to earn your trust. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
An evening with Yes. Close to the Edge 50th Anniversary Tour. Yes. October 13th, Florida Theater. Performing the iconic album Close to the Edge in its entirety. Plus a set of greatest hits. On sale now at floridatheater.com. Produced by AEG Presents.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
74.3% of those that own a home security system indicate that their security system and products make them feel safe.
because security cameras give you peace of mind. Denny Thompson here. Let Tyson Sound and Security assess your home security needs and keep the bad guys out so you can have full peace of mind too. While you're at it, ask them how they can help lower your home insurance payments. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
It's your boy E.T. And when I get triggered, be sure to check out my slightly salty instant reactions about your home team on all social platforms. Brought to you by Brackish, for those that live life slightly salty.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. The Friday Night Lights shine bright. Friday Night Lights. Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. And brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services on 1010XL.
All right, Gibby, final segment as we wrap up. 2 more games to look back on tonight. Big win for Fleming Island, 19-14. They will be the showcase of Hackers High School Football Tour next week, week number 4 for Hackers High School Football Tour. But you love what Damian Springs and Fleming Island did with the victory over Nice tonight.
Yeah, Fleming Island's got a lot of talent. Sam Singleton, the running back, is going to Florida State. They've got a linebacker that's going to Rutgers, another defensive player that's committed to Albany State. Springs has got a really good team there.
Great team. And under the radar, I love this, staying up late with us tonight, Jackson, a 13-10 victory over Fletcher in overtime. I had the chance to spend Wednesday afternoon out at Jackson High School. They were the focus of Hackers High School Football Tour this week. Really enjoyed that episode. And Christopher Foy of Jackson with us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, how we doing?
Oh, pretty good, man. Pretty good. What an exciting night it was.
Coach, that's a huge win to go to Fletcher to get a victory like that in overtime. My goodness, how proud of your team you must be.
Oh, their resilience tonight was unbelievable. I mean, defense held and offense, they got it done when we needed it. I mean, we knew it would be a tough match. I mean, I take a lot of pride saying that I was a part of that program at one time in my career, and it taught me so very much spending that time with Coach Reynolds and Coach Brown and Coach Corey, and getting to know Theatric. He's such a great coach. He's such a great thinker. So I knew it would be a tough night tonight.
Coach Foy, congratulations, and thanks again for staying up late with us. A 13-10 of an overtime victory. Obviously, it came down to a couple plays in the game. Tell us about the key moments of this game.
Oh, the key moments was, it's pretty good when you got 0 on your team. And the 3 sacks he had tonight was just at the right moment. It gave us, field position was not an issue, but when he made those plays, it gave us the right spark, and we won the field position battle on those drives.
Coach, that's victories for you guys in back-to-back-to-back weeks over Nice, over Westside, and now over Fletcher. You combine the only game you lost, Brunswick, well, they just beat Bowles tonight by 17. So, I mean, my goodness, the start you've gotten off to, absolutely incredible. I mean, did you imagine that you guys would be playing this well here in the month of September?
I don't want to sound, too boastful, but yes, I know what these kids put in the off season. And it's really enlightening the type of dedication that they're willing to put forth. As being 16 and 17-year-old young men, it's important to them. So this is what they deserve, and this is what they've worked for.
Coach, tell us about, think back to the first week of the season when you guys played Brunswick. Hack just said they beat Bowles tonight by 17. I mean, how good is that Brunswick team?
Coach, they're the real deal now. They're in every position, there's a quality player. And that's why you want to play them.
No rest for the weary tonight, Coach. I mean, you're going to celebrate this one, and then you play up in competition again next week against Spruce Creek. Is that the idea to get your team ready for the postseason? Look, a bigger student population in Nice, Fletcher, now Spruce Creek. You're certainly playing up in classification basically every Friday night.
Yes, sir. But I think I have the student athletes who can. I think they're higher quality student athletes, and so I believe I would do them a disservice for asking them to play down when I think we did that long enough. In those down years, I don't believe you build yourself back up by even staying stagnant or playing, in a sense, I don't want to call any team weak, but, weaker or lesser teams. So the Brunswick game did exactly for us what it was supposed to do. It showed us what real high school football culture, it showed us what it looks like. When you got a fan base of an entire town, when you got a beautiful facility, and you got athletes that's grown up in that program. Of course, they dressed 136 kids.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We was in culture shock for a little bit, man, and that stadium is amazing. It helped us. I mean, we really enjoyed having that opportunity.
Yeah, and it's obviously proven that you guys have moved forward and tremendously with what you've been able to do so far. 3 sacks tonight for Grayson Howard. Holy cow, man! What kind of player is that kid?
Man, he's a once in a decade type of kid. He is, and it's not just he wants it so bad for everybody. It's when we go to the tent and we watch the sideline huddle stuff. He's the biggest cheerleader for our offense every series.
Well, I told you this when I was out there on Wednesday for Hackers High School football tour, seeing Grayson Howard coach up his fellow linebackers, go through the drill, and not only that, but tell them why they're doing the drill and what they need to accomplish. Unbelievably impressive. Coach, I told you on Wednesday, but again, thank you for all the hospitality out there.
Yes,
if you want to watch that, it's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, and I think people will really enjoy it. Christopher Foy of Jackson, they are winners tonight in overtime over Fletcher. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for having me.
Christopher Foy of Jackson. Gibby, we got about 2 minutes here. Final thoughts on tonight. What was a great night of high school football?
It was. Bowles losing to Brunswick, as Coach Foy said. I mean, that's a team they played in week 1. They lost 2. And, look, Brunswick, like he said, they've got terrific athletes at every level. Look, impressed by Fleming Island. They get a hard-fought win tonight against Nice. They go to a 3-0 start. Now Fleming Island does. Impressive stuff. Bishop Kenny is now 3-0, a 25-13 victory over Coy Creek. Trinity Christian stays unbeaten. Bartram stays unbeaten. Man, there's some really good football here.
3 weeks in, week number 4, next Friday night. Gibby, we'll do it again in 7 days.
Yes, sir.
That is Andrew Gibson. Dylan Denmark was your producer. I'm the hacker, Ryan Green. Thank you to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for bringing you the Friday Night Lights postgame. As always, we are presented by Duck Duck Plumbing and Septic Services. Jacksonville, have a terrific weekend. I will talk to you on Sunday, 2 hours after the Jaguars and the Commanders go final for the 5th quarter. Let's hope we're talking about a Jaguars W. Until Sunday night, have an absolutely terrific weekend, Jacksonville.
Before the games begin, we'll fill you in.
What's going to happen?
The weekend starts early with Pre-Game Friday.
Who's going to win?
We'll get you ready for the games. Brought to you by MyBookie and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
Waste Management is paying a $5,000 bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine. Apply online at WM.com/careers.
Equal Opportunity Employer.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is holding their annual Bumps and Bruises clinics every Saturday morning through early November. These injury evaluations are absolutely free and open to every school and athletic program. So see us this Saturday morning at 3 North Florida locations from 9 to 10. The Brooks Center for Sports Therapy inside the YMCA. Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island. And at Atlas Physical Therapy in St. Johns County.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.